I chose a bad day to take off my nails.
I took off my nails yesterday. Hey everybody, it's Holiday Brancher and welcome back to my YouTube channel. And if you guys are new here, hey, what's up? My name is Holiday Brancher and welcome to my channel. This is the place in where I post stupid videos every single week. And today is a special guest, my sister.
Hi, I'm Vivian.
And she is the sister that I talked about on my first video about how I took my sister and my mom to the strip club.
Yes.
So today's video is going to be a little follow-up in regards to my last video that I made. The last video that I made, I just basically told you guys about my childhood, how I was bullied, how I was a sick kid. And then I just wanted to follow up by just sharing pictures of of our childhood, and she hasn't seen these photos. So a little backstory, like 2-3 years ago when I moved out from my mom's place, I ended up stealing like a bunch of photos that I found, and the reason why is because I think they're just better off with me. I take really good care with them. And my sister hasn't seen these photos in a really long time, so we're just going to drink and just talk, and yeah.
Oh my god, I'm so nervous.
So before we begin this video, Vivian, introduce yourself. Tell me a little bit about yourself. Let the whole world know about you.
Hi everyone, I'm Vivian. I'm Holiday's sister. I'm actually younger than her.
Yes.
It doesn't look like it, I know.
It doesn't.
No, I always get that I look like the eldest, but no, I'm actually younger than her. And yeah, this is my first time being on an actual video.
It is her debut to social media.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that. Yay. Building her brand, and she's building her online store.
I am.
So tell us a little bit about that.
So I love doing like arts and crafts and stuff, and lately I've been doing bath bombs, and so, you know, the little entrepreneur in me, the little, you know, female empowerment me.
I think that like runs in our family.
Yes, since little we've always like tried to hustle or whatever. But yeah, so it's in the works right now, my little bath bomb business. You know, the little fizzies and stuff. I'm super excited. I'm super nervous because it's like my first official like business that I'm gonna do. So, you know, it's just a little bit in the works right now.
But you know what? Practice makes perfect.
Yeah.
And we'll be here getting ready for your launch. Cheers.
Cheers.
So I have a bunch of photos. I have like a bunch of photo albums and like shit. So I'm pretty like know which photos are which. So I'm just going to start by the awesome ones. Oh, perfect. Look, here's one.
Oh my god.
Here's our photo. Bitch, I swear to God, our faces didn't change. Okay, so Vivian actually, I mean, she's the one that mentioned it before on this video. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and actually, Vivian and I are what you would call Irish twins.
Yes.
Yeah, so we're like Irish twins. Like my mom had us like back to back. My birthday is September 17, 1993, and her is October 4th, 1994. So we're literally like a year and a couple weeks apart, and we look nothing alike. I look like my mom. She looks like my dad, but my mom would always dress us like twins because it was just easier.
Same. All the time. It was so annoying.
And that shit lived on with us for like up until like, bitch.
I don't know.
Even though it's funny because like, okay, bitch, like, okay. So when I was talking about my video before, I said, oh, my sister is like the complete opposite of me.
To this
day, we're still fucking like, okay, so when I was like a little girl, like this, yay. Oh, bitch, I got silver teeth too. Look at this shit. Oh my goodness.
We've always been so different.
Like physically,
personality-wise,
interest, everything.
Even as when we grew, like I started becoming more like her, like, and then she started becoming more like me.
Yeah.
And then we're just never like
at
that middle point where we're kind of similar. We've always been so different.
We've been, yeah, like, okay, so when I was a baby, I was like super quiet. I was super timid. I was super shy. People bullied me a lot because of that. And it's funny because when she was growing up, she was like the complete opposite. Like, you were like the troublemaker. Oh my God, dude, here's a story. So, like, you know how I was telling you guys, like, I was getting bullied all the time and, like, people would pick on me. So, I remember one time this girl was like, it's like, oh my God, I remember I was like in the 5th grade and, like, they, like, the librarian would always give us, like, bookmarks. And every single month, and it's usually like, you know, like a bookmark from like a movie or something like that. And I remember I had like this bookmark and it had the character that I wanted, and this girl fucking snatched it away from me. This girl, she would always bully me. She like snatched it from my hands and I was crying all fucking day. So she was all like, why are you crying?
And I came up to the table and I was like, you want to go play? She wasn't trying to play. She wasn't trying to do anything. And then she just like bursted out like, she took my stuff and I wanted that bookmark. And she just took it. But she was like ugly crying. Holiday, she's very sensitive, very fragile. So she was like crying and everything, and then I had to defend her. So I'm like younger, so I'm shorter, and I'm like really not that big.
She's a year younger.
Yeah, I'm not that big of a child.
But like in school, like when you're like in grade school, like a year is like holy shit.
Yeah, and so I hunt this girl down because she was also in the after school program with us. And I forgot who it was, but anyway, so I'm trying to be nice and everything. I'm like, just give her like her bookmark back. And this was literally a fight just for a bookmark. She's tall and bigger than me. Like, I literally had to look up at her in order for me to like have a conversation. And so she was not having it. And I remember I chased her to the bathroom. And I just like jumped on her. And I was just like, give her stuff back. And I'm like trying to like hit her, and it's like a little kid fight, you know. And she's big, and I like my weight automatically like she just was like she laid flat like a rag doll, and it was just so bad. I
remember I was like crying, and I was like walking around the fucking playground because I didn't know what else to do. And I remember I just saw my sister and this girl, they're fighting, and all I saw was a bunch of dirt too. It was like if you went into the bathroom, that fight went outside to the bathroom, and all I saw was just like 2 girls fighting and a bunch of dirt. And a bunch of kids like running to see it. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And like I'm like clueless. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? And all I just see is like her coming back with the bookmark. And she's like, here's your bookmark. And I was like, oh, she fought for it.
Because my mom, our mom always had this thing where we were like, I always had to defend her. She's like, you have to defend Holiday, you know, she's very sensitive, she's very fragile. And you have to take care of her, and you have to. So, I would bully her in my own way, but when someone else came in, it was a done deal. Like nobody's messing with Holiday. That's my girl right there. So, yeah.
Yay. I found a couple of more pictures just to prove that, like, my mom tried to make us twins, even though we're not. This just kind of gives you of the type of people that we were. The tiny people. Look how sophisticated I am with like my hands in my freaking, you know, lap and everything. And look at this bitch.
I was not a happy child.
Okay, let's get into the little older generation. I think I was like in the 5th or 4th grade. There came a point and where my mom decided, oh my gosh, shut the fuck up. So I remember my mom like she shipped us to Mexico for the summer with my fucking tia. We were fucking doing the rosary every single fucking day.
It was so bad. We couldn't even leave the house.
It was so bad. It like, if y'all fucking Latinos, then you guys know how religious tias can be. It's like Santa Maria.
Morning, when you wake up, when you are in the middle of the day,
when you're about to eat,
when you're about to sleep.
I remember like my tias, like every time when like the bell would ring from the church,
we would sit down.
Yeah, we would sit down and we would pray
with our rosarios.
That's how Catholic they were.
Yeah, it was pretty bad, and we couldn't go out and play with the other kids in the pueblo, because esas son cosas del demonio.
Yeah. So this is a picture of us. And I was like, I think I was like, happy. Yeah, I think I was like in the 4th or 3rd, or like the 5th grade, or you were like in the 4th or 3rd grade. I don't know, but we were a lot older. And it's funny because I think days before, one of our cousins actually ended up getting married, and we had to buy like, you know, like the nice white shoes.
Oh, we did.
Yeah, and I didn't have any shoes, so I had to wear those fucking shoes, those fucking quinceañera shoes. All
they
fucking
did not
day.
Fit her. Those were too big for you.
Literally.
You put up a tantrum because of those shoes.
A bitch, when I always throw a tantrum. That's like my signature shit.
That was so funny. It was me when I thought I was cute.
I mean, you are cute.
No, that was not. I don't know. I like my sun-kissed tan though.
Yes.
I was feeling it. I had no eyebrows though.
So... Were we taking photos for MySpace? And then like
I think we were.
Yeah. Okay. So me and Vivian were what you call MySpace queens. Even though we were dirt ass poor, my mom made sure that we had a computer and fucking internet. So that we didn't have any, well, I didn't have any friends, but we sure fucking had a bunch of friends on fucking MySpace. And I think we were the only fucking kids that like our parents let us have like MySpace or any type of social
we thought
media.
It was so cool.
So like we would take photos, and like my mom would always, like she made sure she always had a scanner and a printer. And I remember we'll take photos like with the disposable camera and like scan them and like use them as our our portfolio pictures. Bitch, about, you know, us having the spirit of entrepreneurship. So when we were little, my mom actually used to own a store in downtown LA. And this store was just basically like, I guess you could say like a gift store.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a gift store. Like you just had, like she had like just anything that you could think of, like dolls, toys, perfume, like makeup,
thrift store stuff.
Yeah, like thrift store stuff. Some like there was a lot of things that were new too as well. And so when we were kids, because my mom, for those who don't know anything about running a store, like a traditional store, you basically have to be there all fucking day. Like you will open it and you will fucking close the store. Like you will work your like 12-hour shifts if you have to in order to make that, you know, quota for your day. Because of my mom had to be there all fucking day, my like right after fucking school, we would walk straight to the store. So literally we would spend our entire childhood after school at that fucking store. So we would see my mom like sell and like prepare and like do inventory and stuff like that. And so because we grew up in that environment, I feel like it kind of conditioned us to like always do sales and like always like there's
always something you can do to make money.
Yeah. So this is like a picture of me in front of the store, and if you can't tell, it's like super fucking dark. It's like dark, and that's because like it's nighttime. Okay.
It was like super late.
Here's another. This is the same fucking night, same outfit, and I'm like in the front of the store, just taking pictures, just because. Here is us inside the fucking movie store that we would hang out all the fucking time. Me and Vivian just hanging out.
Like little video games there, like a little arcade, like those little machines that we would play
it would like get like a quarter and stuff like that. So it's kind of funny because like everybody like says like, oh my god, like how can your fucking parents like let you be a stripper or like do something like that? And it's just like, dude, like for us, like you need to understand, like you're just selling lap dances, like that's all we did, like, you know. That's and like selling is like has always been
our thing.
Yeah, has always been our thing. So
back in our young age. So our mom used to always say that she would dress us up similar because I would always have a habit of getting lost. Holiday was always like the go-to, or it's like, have you seen this child? She's dressed just like her. And that's how they were able to find me, because I did not like being held down.
Oh my god.
At all.
Dude, do you remember when you got lost at that fucking mall? It was during Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay, so story time, bitch. Okay, so I remember it was like during Christmas. We were like in Ontario, the Ontario Mall or something like
Ontario
that.
Mills.
Yeah, like it's Ontario Mills, like somewhere around there. And it was during Christmas, and my mom, like, it was when those leashes, like those kid leashes were like kind of big. And I remember, like, my mom had us both like on the leash. So like I had, you know, my armrest leash to my mom's, and then my sister had her arm leash to my dad. I don't know what the fuck happened,
you guys
but we left somewhere, and you were left alone with my dad, and my dad got distracted, and it was such a short amount of time, because when we came back, he was like, and we were like, where's Vivian? And he was just like, here. Oh, here. And then he like realizes that she was gone. And I remember like my mom was just like,
I tied the thing to his shoe.
Yeah, like it's like a movie. It's like a movie. Like this bitch escaped.
I wanted to go take a picture with Santa.
Yeah, and like I remember like my mom was like crying. We were looking everywhere. My mom went through every store. Like security was involved. Like nobody could fucking find her. And then I remember like did my dad find you, or who was it?
I think it was Dad.
Yeah, and I just remember like crying. We were like walking towards the car, and then like when we walked to the car, like my dad was there with you, and my mom was just like so fucking upset. Like she was just like, oh my fucking god.
She went full on Mexican mom on us.
Oh my god. Kind of funny because, okay, so even though me and my sister were like 1 year apart, every time every teacher that I had, she always end up having, right? And so it was kind of like this thing, and we're like,
it was annoying.
It was annoying for her, but like for me, because I was the oldest and I was like the most, like, I guess you could say like respectful. Every fucking like I was teacher's pet. Like everybody fucking liked me. I always had the best grades. I always participated. I was just like the good kid. So when the teachers found out that I was gonna have a sister and that they were gonna have my sister for my class, everybody was really excited because they're like, oh my god, we're gonna see the other holiday. Like, oh my god. And so, but then when they will meet her, they realize that we're like complete fucking opposites. And so this is one of my fucking teachers. Like this guy like made such a huge impression on me. Like I fucking love my first grade teacher. Shout out to Mr. Cervantes. Shout out to UCLA, class of the 70s. I don't know what 70s. All I know is that he went to UCLA and he grew up in the 70s. So, but he was like the sweetest guy ever. He was so fucking nice to me, and because I was like such a sick kid, he like really took like good care of me. And I remember when he found out that he was gonna have my sister as a student, he ended up finding out that like we were like complete fucking opposites. He would always come to my mom complaining about my sister. He's like, she's so disobedient.
But I used to always get like the shitty end of the stick. Everybody was always praising Holiday. And so when I would arrive into the picture, it was like the bar was right here when it should actually be like down here, because I was really not trying to be like the best of the class. And so I was always like a little bit like fun, you know, it was more like on the wild side as a child. And Holiday was always just like, I gotta do work. And it was not like that with me. So when it always came down to it, it was always like I was a rebel. Like I needed to get my grades better. And it was just bad all overall.
You said it before that you were like always like living like under my what?
It was always being under her shadow because everything I would do would always be compared to her, and it was like so annoying because it was like Holiday is the best. She was like the top of her class. She was like even like I think all the way throughout like high school you were.
Oh my god,
like,
yeah,
she
no, it's
was
funny.
Like, the smartest one.
And it's funny that you say that because so. We were living in Compton, but like my mom like refused to like have us attend like Compton Unified School District. So she was all like, you know what, Linwood's like super ghetto, but it's better than, you know, going to Linwood than to fucking Compton. Like fuck it. So we would always borrow addresses and attend school at Linwood. And I remember district ended up finding out. And my mom like had to explain like, listen, like my daughters, they're literally about to graduate. You know, this is the best thing. Like, my mom poured her heart out. She's like, listen, like, these girls are doing amazing, especially the oldest. So they were like, okay, show me their grades, and I'll let them stay. That's what the fucking principal said. She was all like, let me see their grades, let me get letter recommendations, and I'll decide if they deserve to stay here. So my mom was like, shit, oh my god. She didn't have a problem to show my grades because all of them were like A's, 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 A's. I was like in IB classes. I had beautiful letters of recommendations. Like, people loved me. And I think at that time we had a geometry teacher too.
Mr. Uday?
Uday, yeah.
Uday.
We had the same geometry teacher too. This was in my junior year. And I had this geometry teacher in the morning and she had him after lunch. And so I remember he was all like, these are fucking sisters? Like, are you serious? And it was funny because Mr. Shaw, the fucking counselor, saw our fucking report. I was AAA, and she was literally in academic probation. She was like nearly failing. She was nearly failing all of her classes, and the principal was just like, what the fuck? And so my mom had to explain, like, please let them stay. I'm just saying, she's like, look, if you really want me to be honest, the oldest, meaning me, she needs to stay here because she's going to get a better opportunity going to college. A lot more easier, you know, to bring the sister, you know, along because I don't want to commute and I don't want to have like this type of responsibilities. So because of me and because of my grades, we got the privilege to stay at Ghetto Linwood Unified School District and not be kicked off to Compton.
That was so bad. That was funny though. Nobody, because we don't even like
look alike.
We don't even look alike. Nobody would believe that we were sisters, like, at all.
And I remember Mr. Shaw, like, he like told my mom, like, this is like a true, because he was a psychology major. He was like, he's all like, this is like a true like nature versus nurture type of case because like, you have like these two girls with the same like background, same household, same struggles, and here are two different results. Like, if you were to tell me that this girl, meaning me, is like coming from this like household and she's like doing everything like, that's fucking crazy.
Because for me it wasn't that serious, and for her it was like, and life was serious, and we were in high school and she was like, no. She was... So
like, what do you think of us now? Like, listen, so we were together in all together all the way till high school, but then when we got to be adults, I left to Colorado.
We didn't even get along.
I hated you.
I could not have her friends. Her friends were her friends. And okay, whatever. And I had my own friends. I was always kind of more of a tomboyish girl. So I used to always just hang around with like the guys or whatever. And then I think that's where I was more like carefree. But yeah, even when we were like kids, you did not like being around me at all. We used to just argue. We used to like, it was like, as soon as we saw each other, it was like death threats, like eye to eye.
But I feel like I think that's normal because like, you know, I hate to say it, but that's like civil rivalry, especially with like within females. It's completely normal. I forgot like it's not called female aggression. Well, there's a whole psychology behind like why girls hate each other, but it's completely normal.
But I never hated you. It was her towards me. Like,
Well, I think the reason why was because, like, when I grew up, like, it was always like be the best, do this, do that. Like, you have to set yourself up as an example.
I got my belly pierced.
Oh my fucking. Okay, here's a story time. So I was such a good girl. Okay. Like, whether you guys believe it or not, I was such a good girl. Like, I still do. I respect authority, whether you guys believe it or not. Like, I'm very gracious about the shit that I do. But, like, okay. So, I remember when I was a kid, I was a huge Miley Cyrus fan. And I remember Miley Cyrus had her nose pierced. And anything that Miley Cyrus did, I wanted to do. So, I was, like, telling my mom, like, Mom, I want to get my nose pierced. Like, please, like, it's just going to be right here. And my mom was all like, Holiday, like, I would love for, like, to get your nose pierced. Like, I would love to go and, like, you know, go to the tattoo shop with you and, like, get your nose pierced. But the thing is that, like, if you do it, your sister's gonna want to fucking do it. And I was all like, fuck, like, you know what? Like, I get it. I understand it. Within a fucking week.
The trend going on.
Within a week. Guess what happened?
Alright, my little social circle, they were all getting their belly pierced. And so I wanted to be, you know, part of that because it looks pretty cool, honestly. Like, belly piercings I still think they look cool. So anyways, but I got my belly pierced and I tried to hide it. I think it only lasted like 4 days. And it didn't even make the week.
Bitch. This bitch got caught in the most stupidest way. Walking, it was passing time. It was passing time between periods. And I don't know how it happened, but I remember I was walking to my class and I turn around and I see this bitch showing her fucking belly to her friends like this, bitch, like literally showing her bra. I see these fucking big ass fucking piercing. It's fucking huge. And I turn around and she looks at me and she's like, oh shit. And she pulls it down. I don't even say anything. I'm like red in the fucking face. I'm like crying because I was so angry. And I remember, I think I told my mom.
We made eye contact and that's when I knew. I told my friend, I was like, she saw. They're gonna know.
Didn't Joanna like complain about me? She was like, oh my god.
Why would she snitch you out? And I was like, fuck.
But if she knew why I snitched her out was because the reason why I got denied a fucking piercing was because my mom said if you get a piercing, she's gonna want to get a piercing and she doesn't deserve one because she's a fucking bad kid. I know you deserve it. And I remember I cried to my mom. I like bawled out in tears. I was throwing a full ass fucking tantrum. And I was like, I can't believe it. You denied me. Look, like, see, like, this is what happened. Like, she's still going to do it anyway. Why am I getting denied things that I want to do that I know I deserve?
But you didn't want to do it afterwards.
Hell no, I didn't. My mom, she was like, let's go get your nose pierced. Let's go. Let's do it. Like, whatever you want. Like, if you want your nose pierced, you want your lip pierced, what do you want? And I was all like, I don't want shit. I do not want shit. She got a piercing. I don't want to pierce it. I'll wait.
So that happened. Yeah, that was an actual thing. She was like, done. And I was like... I was just like very carefree, and Holiday was just like no friends. Like, I'm only here for my education. Like, I'm gonna be somebody in life.
Yeah, I'm gonna be somebody alive. Fuck all. I remember in like fucking senior year, I was like talking shit to all these people. I'm like, I'm gonna move out. I'm gonna come back with a Lamborghini. I'm gonna do this and this and that. And it's funny because I think I'm the only one out of the whole fucking like class that like actually moved out of Linwood.
Yeah.
So I accomplished something in there.
Yeah, because she left. You left to like Colorado, right?
Yeah, I left.
I remember I was kind of sad because towards like the end, it was like, I'm so used to being around Holiday. Even then, because, well, I mean, there was a time where we didn't live together, but we would still see each other every once in a while. So there was that. But it was like, she's moving away. And I think I made you like a rag doll or something.
Yeah, and it was like they had a beans. Yeah.
I love to Mexico. And then I started my own little life there, and then I didn't like it. So I came back, and then I went to the Navy. And then that's where my carefree stopped, and I became more like level-headed, more like...
You had structure in your life.
Yeah, and then I started settling down. And then, I mean, I'm still like a wild child, like every once in a while, you know, I don't really take life as serious. But it's way more like controlled.
It's more structured.
Yeah, than how I was. Like,
and it's funny because with me, it's completely the opposite.
She did a whole, like, what, 180?
Yeah, like, I just fucking, like,
shaved. She spazzed out.
I just did not give a fuck. Like, after, like, coming back from after dropping out of Colorado.
You shaved your head?
Yeah, after dropped out from Colorado, I pierced my fucking nose. I shaved my head. I started dating, like,
she went on this phase.
I just went on my face. Like, I just did not give a fuck. I remember when we were like in high school, we were like talking about like EDC and stuff like that.
And I wanted to go. I think that was like my thing where I wanted to go to EDC. It was when it was like in LA, but then they stopped it because of like some incident that happened. And so they banned it here. Yeah, somebody died. I was trying to put a nice... Yeah, and so they stopped it. And so I never really got to go until like, when was it? Like, barely, like in 2015.
I took you.
14. Yeah, she took me to like
EDC. Because like I went to EDC, and then I remember you were in the Navy, and my mom told you like, oh yeah, like Holiday went to EDC, and she's all, you were like,
I was so mad,
and you were like, she really,
that was my thing.
Yeah, she was like, how does she fucking go to EDC and not like, what the fuck? So I told her like, I'll buy your ticket when you come, and I bought your ticket. It was like my 3rd year going to EDC, so I already knew the ropes. I already knew how to get there, everything like that. And like,
we went.
Yeah,
that was fun. I loved it. It was such an amazing experience. So for me, it was like more of the experience, but I was already older. When I was younger, I just wanted to party, you know. I used to like sneak out all the time and do like all like bad stuff. Like I was like the bad child.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I just like talk about like your senior year. Senior.
Oh my god.
We're not gonna talk about that.
But anyways,
there's so much shit that we like. There's just so much shit like you did, and then I did, but I actually fall through. You just.
But anyways,
I mean, basically the whole premises of the story is just that we have always been completely different. Like in the beginning,
oil and water.
In the beginning, my asshole was like super tight, and now your asshole is.
It is not tight. I'm more chill, but I'm very more calm now.
Yeah,
I've found my middle grounds where I can be fine.
Yeah,
I'll never be as uptight.
I don't give a fuck.
As some people that I know.
I really don't give a fuck.
But, I mean, we grew. I mean, we get along great now. Like, I love her to death.
I love her to death.
And, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
The sisterhood of the traveling pants.
Well, if you guys like this video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. If you guys follow me on Instagram, follow me, give me a like and comment over there. And also follow her. What's your Instagram name?
It's Bae Gucci _.
So go follow her, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.